So in Veculum, you have this ability to select what types of jobs you do, and then you can pick for each job which type of job it is. So for example, here I've got panel beating and mechanical, and I can select which one is my primary default type, which I would normally use. So in other words, either use panel beating or mechanical, and then by default it'll be whichever one you pick there. Once I've picked that, then I can select particular hourly rates for each type of job. So my default sales rate will be 315. If I want to override that for mechanical to say 550, for example, then it'll use 550 when it's a mechanical job and 315 Rand for labor when it's a panel beating job. And then strip and assembly, if I don't override it, it'll use 295 either way. And I can also set different part markups. So if for panel beating, for example, I can set 25%. And if I don't set XXX or second hand, then it will use the 25%. Same with mechanical. If I set 55%, it doesn't really care what type of part it is. If I want to override it, then I can stipulate here, okay, for XXX parts, I want to charge maybe an 80% markup for mechanical, and I'll just keep the 25%. The other thing that I can do is I can set a different logo depending on which type of job it is. So if I would go in here to my company logos, I would use an alternative company logo, and I can choose to always use that alternative, or I can say, okay, only for mechanical and other jobs, use the alternative logo. Otherwise, use the normal logo. And the effect of that is when I go and print my quote, or whatever I'm printing, then okay, I'm not going to use, do you want to insert a blank header? No, I don't want to insert a blank header. So then, because this is a mechanical job, then it will use the mechanical logo. And likewise, if it's a mechanical job, then it will use the rates and etc. of whatever I set in there, depending on whether it's panel beating or mechanical. And the effect of that is, if I go and I change the type of the job, then it will change the markups for that particular job if I haven't overridden it. So in this case, it's a panel beating job. The default rates are 25%. It'll filter through the 25 to XXX second-hand outwork, and which will be there as well. Now, if I go and I change my type to mechanical, then you'll notice that it changes the default rates to 80% for XXX, 55% for OEM, second-hand, and outwork. So wherever it uses second-hand or OEM, it'll use the 55%, and it'll change back to the 80%. I can override that, and I can say, oh no, for this one, I'd rather use 60%. And in that case, it will then still use that 60%, even if I change the default markup to something else. So if I change this default markup to 70%, for example, you'll notice that it leaves the 60%, but because the other one was the default, it changed it from 80 to 70% for that particular XXX type part. And it won't affect any of the others because obviously they are a different type of part. So yeah, that's just a quick little outline of how you can set up for mechanical and panel beating as the two different job types.